All right, good evening, esteemed speakers, guests, educators, and participants from all over the world. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to today's edition of A Work Through Education Intellectual Exchange. My name is Gloria, and I encourage you all to fully participate in today's session. Today, we gather under the unifying theme, innovative strategies for enhancing critical thinking skills in students. This event reflects our collective commitment to shaping the minds of the next generation through impactful and informative educational practices. It is an honor to have such a distinguished panel of speakers and a vibrant audience to share in this discourse. Critical thinking is an essential skill that transcends the classroom and empowers students to navigate complexities of the modern world. It enables them to analyze, evaluate, and create solutions for real-life challenges. However, fostering this skill requires more than traditional teaching methods. It calls for innovative approaches that resonate with the dynamic nature of our students' lives and their rapidly evolving environments. Today's session promises to explore groundbreaking strategies to integrate critical thinking seamlessly into the curriculum. From practical classroom techniques to policy-driven innovations, our speakers will illuminate the path forward in enhancing the vital skills in learning to learners worldwide. Education is the bedrock of development, but critical thinking is the cornerstone of education. It is not merely a subject, but a competency that must be deliberately cultivated. To achieve this, educators must serve as facilitators of inquiry, guiding students to questions as assumption, seek evidence, and develop logical arguments. Innovative strategies such as project-based learning, gamification, collaborative problem solving, and leveraging technology have proven effective in nurturing critical thinking. For instance, integrating real-world challenges into the curriculum helps students understand the relevance of their education and equips them with the skills to address societal issues. Our diverse panels of speakers will share their wealth of expertise, each bringing unique perspectives from different regions and educational systems. Together, we aim to ignite conversations that inspire meaningful actions in our classrooms and beyond. Thank you once again for joining us in this session today. I hereby declare the session open, and I want to invite the first speaker, Mr. Dan, to take over the virtual floor. Mr. Dan, please briefly introduce yourself and your presentation. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Madam Gloria. Thank you so much, everyone who is on this platform to share knowledge. My name is Dan. I'm from Kenya. I am a teacher. I enjoy what I do so much. Allow me to really feel humble and appreciate the fact that I have gotten this privilege to speak on the topic. Actually, being the first speaker, it has just made me feel like very quickly maybe putting things into context so that we may understand from different perspectives what the topic is all about. Actually, I like the topic so much that since it also involves accommodating diverse minds. As you listen to me for the next few minutes, I invite you to think deeply with me as you ask yourself the following questions. Allow me to ask these. Are you living your dream? Are you working hard to make your dream a reality? Are you just being busy for being busy? Are you enjoying one of your only life? They are great questions. Questions that require time for us to place a pause and maybe listen to those answers. Because the answers could change your life. Remember, time and tide waits for no one. Time is one of our most valuable resources. As we think how we spend our time, I also invite you to ask yourself these questions. Are you happy? What will you do different? What is stopping you to be happy then? These aren't just questions, or they aren't just simple questions, but it is really important that we ask the questions, because I believe the questions present opportunity for our future. It's important rather to ask questions about our past, but it's even more important to ask questions about our future. I'm just trying to put all these questions so that I put the context, and you understand why I'm putting all these. In our classrooms, actually, I do believe that learners come from different backgrounds. They come from different cultures. I remember last time we were discussing about culture, and it was really insightful. It is very hard for all these learners to behave the same way. It is even more harder for them to think in the same way. Hence, as educators, we need to create an environment that encourages critical thinking, where learners can learn to view things in perspective. That anytime they're entering a conversation, they should not enter a conversation with closed mindset, but instead enter a conversation with open mindset. Why is it so important for us to encourage critical thinking? Actually, I believe it really one of the ways that can help you as an educator in a classroom to foster critical thinking is by asking open-ended questions. This will actually prompt students to think more critically and evaluate different perspectives. Another way I strongly believe is by maybe having active listening. Active listening is a way of listening and responding to another and provides mutual understanding. You don't just enter conversation believing so much in what you believe. You don't provide for others to share or to give their peace of mind. Yeah. So to me, this topic is so much critical, and I believe that it is upon any educator not just go in class and teach, but provide environment that is friendly to critical thinking. Again, you can also employ metacognition. This prompts students to explain their thoughts. These processes they allow learners to explain themselves on how they arrived to conclusion. Even we as adults, let me maybe ask this: what was the last time you said you greeted someone? How are you? And were you patient enough to give that person time to explain himself or herself, or you are quick to jump into other questions? I think to enhance critical thinking in our classrooms, I appeal to all educators to apply funnel approach. Ask broad-based questions or general questions uh, that begin and continue to narrow your focus of your questions with greater specificity. So I don't want to take much time. I believe there are so many speakers aligned. So Madam Gloria, thank you so much. That is my thoughts. Thank you so much for listening.
Sorry. Thank you very much, Mr. Dan. Okay, I've unmuted myself. Thank you for your presentation. Yeah, we need to ask questions in order to understand what our students truly want. Yes, amazing presentation. We're going to react to what you've just said by the end of the session. Thank you very much. So I'm going to call on the next speaker, Mr. Avinash Patil. Mr. Avinash, the virtual floor is yours. Thank you very much. Please, let's give a round of applause to Mr. Dan. Please, you can send him your favorite emoji to appreciate his presentation while we welcome Mr. Avinash to take over the floor.
Thank you, Gloria.
You're welcome.
Once again, you give me such an opportunity to present myself in front of the all the dignitaries which is here. Can you hear me? May I
Yeah, of
want
course, I
to
can hear
present
you.
my uh, I want to share my PPT. Okay.
Okay. Just hold on, give me a minute. Okay. Yes, it's visible now. I can see it.
Firstly, I would like to thank you once again, all of you, for giving me such kind of opportunity to present myself. Uh, the topic is innovative strategies for enhancing critical thinking skills in students. I am Avinash Patil from India, and my subject is breaking free from memorization strategies to encourage analytical and reflective thinking in students. I am working as an assistant teacher at Bapu Sahib DD Spute Madhyamik Vidyalay, Alwadi, Taluka and District, Dhude, which is situated in Maharashtra. Now, firstly, I would like to tell us about the introduction. In an era defined by rapid technological advancements and complex global challenges, the ability to think critically has become more crucial than ever. Critical thinking, the process of analyzing information objectively, evaluating evidence, and forming sound judgments, is a cornerstone of success in both academic and professional pursuits. It empowers individuals to question assumptions, explore multiple perspectives, and make informed decisions. However, traditional educational method often prioritize rote memorization and passive learning, hindering the development of critical thinking skills. And to address this challenge, educators must embrace innovative strategies that stimulate intellectual curiosity, encourage independent thought, and foster a culture of inquiry. I think this presentation will delve into a variety of innovative approaches designed to enhance critical thinking skills in students. By exploring these strategies, we aim to equip educators with the tools and techniques necessary to cultivate a new generation of critical thinkers who are well prepared to navigate the complexities of the 21st century. The problem is that traditional education often emphasizes rote learning, leading to passive learners who struggle to apply knowledge. And the solution is shifting focus towards analytical and reflective thinking, fostering active learners who can problem solve and innovate. Problem-based learning is the one of the strategy which is given here. Real world scenarios present students with real world problems that require them to apply their knowledge and skills. Then collaborative problem solving encourage students to work in groups to brainstorm solutions and discuss different perspectives. Critical thinking questions prompt students to ask probing questions, analyze information, and evaluate evidence. Then inquiry-based learning. Second thing, which is also important, student-centered inquiry allows students to take the lead in their learning by asking questions and conducting research. Guided inquiry is also there, provide students with a framework for inquiry, such as a specific question or hypothesis to investigate. And last one, open-ended investigations encourage students to explore topics of interest to them, fostering curiosity and independent thinking. The next one, here are some images which shows different kinds of uh, uh, that is problem-based learning, then questioning, and any other topic which is related here. Socratic seminars, third one, thought-provoking questions facilitate discussions with open-ended questions that require students to think critically and claims with support their claims with evidence. Active listening is also most important. Encourage students to listen attentively to each other's ideas and respond thoughtfully. Then respectful dialogue create safe and safe and inclusive environment where students can express their opinions without fear of judgment. Reflective journals, metacognitive thinking prompts students to reflect on their learning process, identify strengths and weaknesses, and set goals for improvement. Personal insights encourage students to share their thoughts and feeling about the material, connecting it to their own experiences and values. Periodic reflections schedule regular journaling sessions to track students' progress and identify areas for growth. Creative projects, open-ended assignments is one of the creative project which is given here, allows students to choose projects that interest them and fostering creativity and innovation. The next one, authentic audience, encourage students to create products for a real audience, such as a younger student group of or community organization. Peer feedback, have students provide constructive feedback on each other's work, prompting self-awareness and empathy. In this way, we can also see the pictures which is given here, which is related with creative projects. Then next, additional tips is also given there. Model critical thinking, demonstrate how to think critically by asking thought-provoking questions and analyzing information. Provide opportunities for practice, incorporate critical thinking activities into daily lessons and assignments, and celebrate diverse perspectives, encourage students to consider different viewpoints and challenge their own assumptions. Provide timely and specific feedback, offer constructive feedback that helps students improve their thinking and writing skills. By implementing these strategies, you can help students develop the analytical and reflective thinking skills they need to succeed in school and beyond. Lastly, in the conclusion, I just want to tell you that by implementing these strategies, educators can empower students to become active, engaged learners who are capable of critical thinking, problem solving, and innovation. By shifting the focus from rote memorization to analytical and reflective thinking, we can prepare students for success in the 21st century. Thank you for listening, all of you. Thanks once again.
Sorry.
Thank you very much, Mr. Avinash. Nice presentation. Thank you. Thank you. We've just listened to Mr. Avinash highlighted ways in order to break free from memorizations. That's the strategies to encourage analytical and reflective thinking in students. Thank you very much. We're going to react to that by the end of the session. Please, let's send him some reactions. Your favorite emoji just to appreciate him. Thank you very much, Mr. Avinash. Well done. All right, so I'm going to call on the next speaker, Halima Seda. The virtual floor is yours. Teacher Halima.
Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I hope you can all hear me.
Yeah, you're audible. We can hear you.
My name is Halima Sada. I am an English teacher. Actually, today I'm going to do a little bit of practical solution to a problem, because my topic says from problems to possibilities, designing problem-solving tasks that build resilient thinkers. Now, I have a class of 50 students, and I'm going to teach noun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the class into 4, beginning with the definition of noun. A noun is a name of a person, animal, place, or thing. Now, these 4 groups of students in the class will carry each aspect of the noun. This group is name of a person, this is animal, this is thing, and this is place. Now, by doing so, every student in that group will give me an example of a name of a person, for example. This group will give me example of a thing, for example. Now, by doing so, what I want to do is I encourage participation in class, and then whoever does not understand the topic in general will have an idea one way or the other about what we are talking about. When I have finished doing that, the next thing I'll move to is classes of nouns. This group is proper noun, this group is common noun, this group is abstract, and this is collective noun. So by doing this, I'm going to integrate the definition into the classes of the noun so that this student would elevate from their knowing of the definition to the classes of noun. By doing so, I think I am going to have a breakthrough in each and every one of the students being able to understand and grasp what I am teaching them about. So every problem in class must have a solution. Just like Teacher Dan gave us a series of questions. Anytime I go into my class, because we deal with practically this kind of student that are not really willing to be in English class, because English teachers are seen as harsh, as tough, and so on. So what I do is, how much do I want my student to learn English? And then what do I do as a teacher to solve these learning problems? So what I do is, even though I incorporate a little bit of the local language in class, I make sure as much as possible that they speak the language in class. What is the example of this? For example, I make sure that every student give me an example so that they are carried along in the learning process. So let's go back to the topic, from problems to possibilities. When you are teaching technical subjects like mathematics, technical drawing, basic science, how do you get the children to become interested in a particular topic without creating problem to them? Make them interested. That's what I do. Make them interested. You can bring them out of the class. I teach grade 11 or 12. They are quite older students, but I bring them out of the class. When I teach vocabulary, for example, vocabulary on building, vocabulary on hospital, vocabulary that has to do with professions, law, medicine, and so on, I make sure that I bring them out of the class so that they see it in reality and they will never forget. So in every problem, there should be a solution when one way or the other. I think that the issue of us giving students this instructional material of opening a cardboard paper or textbook is not really sufficient. Why? Because children these days are very creative and they have a wild imagination beyond what we think. So we have to go out of our way to make sure that that lesson is imbibed in their memory, imbibed in their senses. So what is the importance of problem solving in education? We have basically three of them. Number one, we deal with critical thinking. Now, what I do in this aspect in my class is that anytime I give a relatively technical topic that it seems hard, what I tell them is, who has a phone in this class? So I make sure that whoever has a phone should do a research, and then it should be a presentation, a personal pet project that you take responsibility of. You know, children are kind of people that when you give them responsibility, they feel very proud of themselves and they are willing to do that kind of project. So that's what I do. I make them use their critical thinking. In doing that, it develops their essential thinking skills, so to say, so that other students in the class that don't have phones will be interested in knowing what you are asking those that have phones to do. You navigate. In fact, there's a lesson that I asked my student to do a particular pet project on. I was surprised by the type of answers I got. It was not, it was entirely out of my league, because you can say that they are younger and they explore more, they have time to explore more. It was mind-blowing. So when you explore their critical thinking in that way, you find out that they they go out of their way to find solution to that problem. Number two, you expand their creativity, give them the room, do whatever you want. That way too, you find out that they create things that are beyond your imagination. Then the third thing is adaptability. Problem solving builds resilience and it helps students become more adaptable, lifelong learners. Now, how do we structure a problem-based learning? Number one, we define the problem, just like I have said. There are topics that you find that a bit difficult to do it in theory in class. You bring them out of the class and you deal with it. And then the second one is you gather information. Those that are slow in grasping, those that are slow in learning, you make sure that they are paired with those that are easy to catch up your lesson. And then you ideate your solutions. Encourage collaboration in class. When you do that, you find out that the solution is quite easier than you think. Based on this, there's something we learned in 1 Million Teachers, a particular module. I think it's in the orange belt, about metacognition. I have been applying metacognition in class for a long time, and I found out that the students are learning marvelously, because metacognition has to do with thinking, thinking about thinking. You teach the student uh, what to think, not how to think. So when you give them that leverage, when you give them that liberty, you find out that your teaching becomes easier for them to grasp. So in doing so, that is where you shape up your student in solving their own problems. So you work hand in hand with them. You work hand in hand with those slow ones, and you work hand in hand with those ones that are really challenging in class. So in conclusion, what I have to say is that When you shift your perspective, you encourage students to view challenges. We don't call it problems now. They view challenges as opportunities for growth and not as threats to be avoided. Then you emphasize effort, praise them in the process, praise them when they fail, praise them when they pass, praise them when they don't even make an effort. That way, you encourage them that they will keep trying and trying and trying. And then you celebrate their mistakes. Encourage them no matter how small it is, no matter how. When they know how to write an A, capital letter A or small letter A, encourage them, clap for them, praise them, hug them, make the class stand up for them. That way, you will find out that they are easy to relate with, and then your problem solving will reduce to the barest minimum in class. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you, Ms. Gloria. Thank you, everyone.
Wow. Awesome. This is practical. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ms. Halima. You've really broken it down, and in fact, do you know what? I've just learned a method of teaching now. So if I should walk into a class and, try using this method, I know that my children are going to do well. Well done. Please, let's react to what she said by sending her your favorite emoji or by clapping. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So we're going to fully react to her presentation after after everybody must have presented. So I'm going to call on the next speaker, Mr. Nahid Raza. The virtual floor is yours.
Thank you indeed. My sincere gratitude to Gloria ma'am. Ma'am always appreciates and gives outstanding topic. Please allow me to appreciate the given topic. The role of collaborative learning in building critical thinking skills. I am Nahid Raza. I am from Uttarakhand. I am school principal and I like to participate in this program because it is outstanding program and the topics are indeed outstanding. So what is collaboration? Collaboration is an art. Collaboration, the best art is to live together, and collaboration encourages it. And in this 21st century, the most important thing is to collaborate. If we do not collaborate, we cannot thrive, we cannot develop, and we need to be coming together, respecting each other, right? So far as school is concerned, classes are concerned, students are working together with a purpose. When students are working together and they have the purpose, so what is to be developed? Lot many things are developed. In volumes it develops, right? How? When children have good communication, they have empathy, they have purpose, they have message to communicate, and they have discussions in group. Sometimes, please allow me to state, having same page may not be developing us. When we working together, right brothers, they had contrary views, and we need to accept diverse and variety of views. That is how we can develop, and collaboration encourages it. Role plays, because every individual plays different roles in family also, in life also, in classes also, in school also, in society also, in market also. So collaboration fosters all these roles, and one can play, because your body language, your communication is not same in every role. They are different, they are diverse, because that is need of the hour. Presentation, we need to present, many a times we have to pitch, sometimes we have to market, sometimes we have to articulate, sometimes we have to listen and respond, sometimes we have to react as well. So collaboration is very, very essential. And when we have collaboration, the best thing is critical thinking develops. And what is critical thinking? To have proper negotiation. And what is proper negotiation? Means to have good decisions. And what if we want to develop ourselves, our community, our country, and this world at large, we will have to take good decisions. And good decisions are only possible when we are working together, when we are with each other. Yes. When the very essential talk, I generally say, in this era of our opinion, era of social media, active listening is very, very essential. People are forgetting, and the need of the hour is collaboration. When we have collaboration, we listen to people. We listen with proper tolerance and durability. Patience is also required for listening. So we have started listening, right, to have collaboration. What I'm doing in my school, my teachers are all principals. I'm the teacher, I feel. Whatever they say, I do. And they are doing marvelous job. Discipline is very good. Headache is not there. They all have autonomy. Why autonomy? Because of collaboration. Because I never rule out their views. I accept their views. I write their views. I work on their views. So school is running very well. And you know that collaboration is the beauty today happening, right? Clarifying questions. Orthography method was discussed by Avinash sir, right? And Dan also started his talk with the questions. So we need to have questions, and many a times we have to put pinpointed questions because the idea is for understanding, comprehension each other, like, right? And collaborating for a particular purpose, because that purpose has to be accomplished, right? Reflective listening again. Means we will have to reflect whatever we listen. And you know, every problem has a solution, and we solve that problem because diversified views, diversified brain, different cognitive skills, and they are very helpful in solving the problem of society, because children are there today in the classes, tomorrow they would be in society when they have reflective listening skills. So sky is not the limit, because they can solve out the biggest problem is this world, be it corona or be any problem or disease, right? So in this way we can make this planet wiser and better. Non-verbal communication, right? We have to see a check, introspect how we are communicating our body language. Fine, because in society, if you are in a sprint, you do not realize. If you are in relay race, you realize better that where I was wrong, because feedback is given. Other participants are also encouraging and telling you what is to be done, how can you improve, right? Because life is not a sprint, life is marathon, right? Conflict resolution. In society we have conflicts, diverse views are there, different perceptions are there, different perspective are there. I'm writing 6, you see 9, I see 6, right? So different. And if we children are learning this conflict resolution in young age, they can respect people. That's yes, all people have diverse views, diverse opinion, and we need to respect them, right? We need to negotiate that. How can we negotiate? And it is not like that I should be the winner, both of the parties want me winner, because the conversation should be very beautifying, right? Yeah, when children are together, when they are collaborating, brainstorm is there. Every child is engaged, every child is active, and we are writing, as Abhinay sir said. If we are writing, we are developing writing skills also. Children are feeling heard themselves, right? Mind map could be created, because you know, colorful views are there, different views are there. So we can have great my SWOT analysis. Where are we strength, where are weakness, what are the opportunities, where are the threats, and all the people who are giving their views can help, and they can sort out any problem of this world. Case studies are there, right? In the classes we cannot solve a lot many problems, so we can go to fields, we can go to different places, we can go to shopping malls, can go to cinemas, we can go to post offices, and when we can go to fairs, and we can have case studies that how people are living their life, how are they spending their money, how are they earning their money, how are they talking with each other, right? Group projects, are very helpful. We need to give to group project to students. We have science exhibition in a school, so 3 students, 4 students, they work together. Right, research papers could be given even in small classes. Right, how ants develop, how workaholic ants are. Right, so there are lot many things we can do with collaboration, and ultimately everyone is winner in collaboration. So at the end, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to Gloria ma'am, Mary ma'am. Dan has given outstanding views. Avinash Patil sir and Kamal sir has made my day appreciating my views. So my sincere gratitude and love from India and affection from India. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nahid. Nice presentation. Please, let's give him our favorite emoji to appreciate his presentation, everyone, please. Thank you very much. All right, so it's time for reaction. Thank you, Mr. Nahid. All right, so let's react to his presentation. In fact, let's start from Mr. Dan. Teacher Dan spoke about he spoke about questioning the questions. Questioning the questions, how inquiry-based learning transforms classroom dynamics. Any reactions on that? Questioning the question, he really nailed that topic. Any reaction to that? Okay, so I have something to say about that. So based on what he said inquiry-based learning. He spoke about how you can question the, you know what that means? Questioning the questions from the students. You understand? Using questions to answer their questions, using different varieties of methods to find out information from those students. Do you understand? Finding out information from them, getting their own point of view, getting questions. Okay, look at this. Just like what he said, I can't remember the exact word he used, but what I can, yes, please, I'll just give me a minute, a second. What I can, okay, yes, using creative projects to find out solutions from the questions. That's my own understanding to what towards what he just presented. He said using creative projects, yes, asking them questions based on the questions that they've answered or they've asked you, deriving solutions from those from the responses and the question itself. And with this, you broaden their knowledge, you broaden their understanding of a particular topic. This is one thing I've picked from his presentation. I think Mr. Nahid wants to say something concerning Mr. Dan's presentation. Over to you, Mr. Nahid.
Questioning is very, very crucial, because when you are questioning, you are activating the brain and you are creating the space in the brain of children, and you will realize that am I in right direction? My content transaction is fine. Is it on the level of the children? So it is very crucial when you are questioning, children are responding, right? Variety of questions you are writing, and the need of the hour to accept their questions, right? And yes, it is very, very essential, because we are not informing. It should be proper communication, right? You are speaking, 50% teacher is speaking and 50% students are speaking. Not only they are speaking, when question is given, they should be allowed to write on green board as well, because proper communication is taking place, written also, because some children learn listening, some children learn writing, right? So it is very effective tool, and we need to question children. And yes, if possible, we should try to question, how was your day, how was your morning, how did you come, everything is fine, what have you brought in lunch today. When we start with informal questioning, no, and we try to connect towards the topic, it is even better. So questioning the question is outstanding take by Mr. Dan. I congratulate him. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. I also want to add one more thing. Yes, questioning them, trying to find out how they found the solutions You understand? You just ask them a question and they respond. Try to find out how they got that answers, that response. You understand? That will make them think deeply about what they're talking about. If it's a particular topic, you've given them you've given them a question to respond on. They respond to that question. Ask them more questions on that. How did you find the solution to this question? How did you find this? You know, this broadens their horizons and make them to think broadly, to think deeper than even the topic because you know, children, if you give them an arm, they will step further. You understand? So just give them that opportunity to go further, research more, because questions can make them look for solutions. And as they're looking for, you know, they are very inquisitive. They will ask questions upon questions. Ask them, go home, ask questions, find out about this, find out about that. You will find out that they will even bring in what you never thought they will find, solutions that you've never expected. They will even go deeper than you ever thought, deeper than you ever imagined. So we should give them that opportunity to explore, ask them questions, re-ask the question, explore more questions on that questions. And with that, you develop skills that you've never, in fact, they will develop skills that they never expected to develop unknowingly to them. All right, so I'm going to give Miss Halima, the floor is yours. You can contribute.
I can see that we have a new member, Ms. Zainab Suleiman. You are welcome to this intellectual exchange. Actually, Miss Gloria, you have nailed whatever I wanted to say. I wanted to add about the inquiry-based learning on giving them the opportunity to explore their intellect and explore their limitations. Sometimes you find out that giving them these opportunities make them explore more, and you'll be surprised at whatever it is that you will find out. Thank you so much for this.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, any other reaction before we go to the next speaker's topic? Any other reaction? Mary. Mary is quiet today.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm just loving the new environment. Yeah, and maybe whatever I can add in terms of the questions that we are supposed to ask these students, so that we can be sure that they will be instilling, these questions will be instilling critical thinking in them, are not supposed to be closed. They are not supposed to be questions that need yes or no answer. For instance, if you ask them about how many people know the nouns, that one, it's like you will be asking, everybody who knows the nouns will raise their hands, and then those who do not know will just sit there. But then if you try to broaden the question, just the way you are saying, like, what do you think nouns are? So with that, you'll have triggered their thinking. They're like, what are these? What, like, so they will be critically thinking about the topic that you're supposed to learn. And then you've also talked about inquiry-based learning, in that you don't just enter class and you start teaching. You start with questions, inquiry-based questions, like the one I've just talked about, so that they can think about it before you can begin the lesson. Thank you so much. I'll continue reacting as we go.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, so I just remembered something that I learned. We were asked not to use the word only if you want just few, if you want the children to give you back what you've given to them, you can ask them to define. But if you want the student to elaborate on that question, just use explain. So when you ask them to explain, You did not just tell them to define a particular concept, but you've told them to tell you all they know about that concept. So it's advisable to use explain or elaborate or yes, or what is, just like Mary said, what is. What is very ambiguous. When you use the word what, it does not mean you should just give them, you should give me one line. No, I want to know all you can tell me about a particular concept. So that is it. Okay, Dan, for the last person that will react to this. Okay, is even the topic belongs to him. Okay, over to you, Mr.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for reacting to what I presented. I'm very much humbled. You must agree with me that if there are people who like questioning our kids, the children actually, you find them even asking yourself, Mom, why are you fat? Why are you not eating? Why are you
Yeah.
all this? Why are you talk? Why are you very old? So if we as educators, if we try to provide that environment that is interactive, where they can question us as we question them, I tell you, the lesson will be very much interesting. I believe like questioning the question is the whole idea is that the idea that every question is connected to assumptions, and some of which may be questionable, because questions can betray assumptions. You go in a discussion believing something, that is assumption you have, but because of the questioning, you end up the assumption you come up with in the discussion room becomes betrayed. So you leave the room having more ideas and betraying what you came in with. So I like the topic. Thank you so much. That is what I wanted to add. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. We need to quickly react to Mr. Avinash Patil's presentation. His presentation is about breaking free from memorization, strategies to encourage analytical and reflective thinking in students. So can we quickly react to this topic? Breaking free from memorization. Breaking free from memorization. In this era, you find out that students they won't read, but when it's almost close to the examination, you find them they call it cramming work. You understand? You call it cramming. They will put everything in their brain at that time. And guess what? Immediately after the examination, ask that child question based on what he or she wrote during the examination. The child won't be able to say anything because he just memorized it just for the examination, not for knowing. So we have to encourage them to build critical thinking. That critical thinking skill allows them to retain that knowledge, have that knowledge even after the examination. They're not reading for examination, they're not learning for examination, they are learning to know. They are learning to understand a concept. So we should give them that room. Constant practice is what is required. Constant reading. Read and understand what you are reading, not read to put it in your brain. Then after the examination, during the examination, you pour it out and forget about it after the examination. So we should give them that, I don't know how to put it, but you should give them room to read and understand the topic. All right, over to you, Mr. Nahid.
It is indeed very good topic.
Okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. It is outstanding topic because no memorization, from memorization to knowing. Earlier, when education was teacher centered, and teacher was the only resource children were looking at. But today there are various resources, and learning has become child centered. Teaching and learning has become child centered. So we need to understand children. Children must be given opportunity to explore various resources, because and not only to know, they should study to act also. And when they are acting and committing mistake, they are learning as well. So learning, unlearning, relearning must take place, and every child must have confidence that yes, I am learning, I'm taking decision, I'm acting, I'm failing, I'm relearning. So this is the sequence, and this, child must be the center of education. Child education must be activity based, and when these things are happening, child will definitely be learning, they would be communicating, they would be listening, and they would be acting, and they would be making the class and school environment and societal environment better and wiser. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Wow. Acting it out. When you act it out, it remains within you. Thank you for bringing up that. Thank you very much. All right, Miss Halima, over to you.
Yes, in the question of memorization, just like I have said earlier, when you give the student a responsibility, go and read this. When you read this, you will be responsible for teaching your colleagues in the class. It's another way of retaining whatever they have learned. That's number one. Number two, visuals. No matter how old a student is, when they have visuals of that concept you are teaching them, it becomes embedded in their memory. So these two things are very crucial in this rote learning process that we usually do. We should elevate our teaching from memorization, just like you have said, reading to pass exams, to something that they will learn and use by themselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, Mr. Nahid, okay?
Yes, yes. And we will have to restructure assessment system as well. That children must express their views in their own language. They have variety of resources, and they could use those resources, and they can put in return those resources as well, because there are many options of one answer. So they must be accepted by the teacher. If they are not accepted, so memorization will remain as it has been. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Teacher Dan.
Just a quick one. Actually, memorization encourages students to do something just to please the teacher, but not out of their interest. So that's just what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Exactly. They do that to please their teacher. If once the teacher asks a question, they'll be able to just they give it out immediately. Yeah. So so we should discourage that. Thank you very much. All right. So we are going to react to Ms. Halima's presentation that says from problems to possibilities, designing problem-solving tasks that build resilient thinkers. Let's start. Any reaction to that? Problems to possibilities. Yes, over to you, Mr. Dan.
Oh, thank you. I like the aspect that Madam Halima brought it practically.
Yeah.
So the fact that she brought it practically, it made it look authentic. So there is that element of authenticity. When you make these learners do things practically, they become authentic, and there's nothing good as authentic. Thank you.
Thank you very much. There is this saying that goes when you tell a child something, the child just listens to you, then pick the ones he can keep, and the rest he flushes it away. Then when you practice it, if it's in practical form, and you allow that child to do it, what they do with their hands, they keep it more in their memory than what you just tell them. It's just like telling them a story. And we have different types of learners. We have learners that immediately you say something, the child grabs it. And there are children that needs visuals. They need to watch it. They need to see it. They need to touch it before they can, before they can retain that knowledge. So we don't just rely on one method. We should use different varieties of methods in order to achieve the goal, because we might, in a particular class of maybe, let me just say 10, if in a particular class there are 10 children, there are children that will want to touch that thing, want to feel it, want to see how it is done before they can learn. There are students that will want to read on their own. They don't, not just what you told them, they want to read. They want those children, there are children that love reading. Give them passages, give them links to websites where they can research on that. Sometimes we underrate these children. We think that because they are children, they do more than we think. They behave more than we think. You think they're not used to online. There are some links, there are some websites that children know that we don't know, we don't visit. That is why we find out that in some homes like mine, I put that child lock so that they won't go to some certain, they'll just remain on that secluded area so that they won't go to maybe a site that is not meant for them. Children can go to an extent. So just give them that room. You see them flying. So just like the topic says, practice it. They practice what they practice, what they do, they will remember. But what you just tell them, you're just telling them a story. They can just remember some, and the rest they drop it. So we should practice, just like she said. And look at what she did. The parts of the noun that she taught. In fact, I can still remember the way she did it, the way she analyzed everything. It's something a child will never forget. But if you are the type that will come, a noun is the name of a person, animal, place, or thing, blah, 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 blah. Okay, your notebook, copy down. You are wasting your time, because that child will just do what you want him or her to do. The child will give you beautiful handwriting. When it's time to answer the question, the child will answer the question, and that's all. After the exam, from the next time, you have to repeat it again so that the child will be able to remember. But practice, you see that the child will remember, oh, I saw my teacher dancing when she was teaching. I can remember that dance. You give them some dance steps, that child will never forget. Or you bring practical items to the class. Okay, these are nouns. Okay, this is a apple. This is this. Bring practical things. That child will remember, oh, I remember the day my teacher taught me this. She brought this to the class. She brought that. Oh, she asked this. She asked Zainab to climb the tree. She asked this person. That practical aspect of it, that child will never forget. So please, let's keep it practical, and you find your children flying. Thank you very much. Any other reaction? Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, go ahead.
Me, ma'am, Nahid. Hello, ma'am, me?
Yes,
Hello?
yes, Mr. Nahid.
Should I
yes.
continue?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
thank you. The Miss talk was outstanding. She has given very authentic, and she was in the class while communicating these all views. They were outstanding, and children were involved. She put children in groups. It was outstanding, and practically children were learning. So it was indeed outstanding presentation.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. All right. Thank you to all the presenters. Okay, the last presentation was from Mr. Nahid. That he spoke about the role of collaborative learning in building critical thinking skills. All right, let's react to that quickly. The role of collaboration or collaborative learning in building critical thinking skills. All right, when Mr. Nahid was presenting this topic, he mentioned something like collaboration between students. You can give a child a role. A child can take that role of a teacher. The child takes your position. You do your job as a teacher. You teach, After teaching, you ask the child, okay, now is your turn. You are going to be my assistant for the day. Please come out and teach. If you've given them that information, there may be prior information that after the lesson, you are, as assessment, you are going to present. Children will be so excited. We can even group them, just like Mr. Nahi said, you can group them into 2 or 3. Then they come out and present. You can see that they will retain that knowledge that they presented in front of, because children like showing off. To be sincere amongst their peers, they like to show off. So they would like to do it well, do it in a way that it will take the attention of their peers. So give them that opportunity. It's you find as in a group, they collaborate, come up with ideas, and present to the whole class. You see the class just moving on without much stress. There are some situations whereby a teacher will just come to the classroom, you teach, you enjoy yourself because you enjoy the student you are teaching. No child is dull, but we can make that child to, please mute yourself, Miriam. Okay, so you can make that child come out of their shell. Some children don't like, please, I need to mute her. I don't know if it's from my side. There is a noise in the background. It might be from my side. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so when the children start practicalizing this, presenting amongst themselves, you find out that they retain that knowledge and that collaboration skills remains. All right, Halima, I saw your hand up, please. The floor is yours.
Yes, it was a beautiful presentation, Dr. Nahid. I love the way you encourage group learning in class. I love it. There's another thing that we do here whenever we are teaching this kind of topics that deal with compositions, essays. You make a child read in class. That way, it's also another way of teaching children how to read, and others learn from them. So it's a really good idea for them to do it in class practically. That way it encourages them a lot. Thank you so much.
From the audience, madam.
Thank you very much. Okay, Mary, your hand is up.
Yeah, thank you so much. First and foremost, allow me to just congratulate Mr. Nahid for the wonderful presentation that he did. And I think the aspect that he has brought about collaboration has reminded me something that I recently learned about, called the multiple intelligences. So by putting these learners together, you realize that you're bringing all these intelligences together. For instance, a certain child might be logically intelligent in that when it comes to maybe mathematical activities and logical activities, this child can literally do them very fast. And if you mix them together, then while another one will just be interpersonal skills in that the person can express him or herself so freely and fluently. So if you mix this kind of intelligence together, be sure that the other person who is not intelligent in terms of interpersonal skills or in terms of just self-reflection, that is intrapersonal skills, and another who is very much intelligent when it comes to just looking at the picture and analyzing that picture, that is visual intelligence, and then another who just looks at the natural surrounding, and the person is the learner is able to make meaning to whatever they are seeing around. I must recommend that the point of collaboration, because by bringing this together, the learners will pick from different types of intelligences, and they will be like, how was this person able to do this? Then I can do it too. And then the other one will also be like, how was this fellow able to solve these questions? So you bring all these intelligences together by encouraging them to work collaboratively. So Mr. Nahid, I support that fully. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mary. All right, so I'll just add just one more thing. We should endeavor to mix those children, mixed abilities. Okay, you shouldn't allow them to sort themselves out by themselves. Maybe, okay, pair yourselves and leave them that way. You'll find out that the children will just choose their friends, people that are closer to them, or you find out some people clinging to people that are very intelligent because, of course, they know themselves. So what do? We have to mix them, mixed abilities. A very bright child will be, you mix them, the dull ones, in quotes, the dull ones, and just mix them so that they will learn from one another. And by so doing, you find out that those ones that are very quiet, that can't even speak in the crowd, because it's within the they're just with other children, with children like them, they will learn. They will learn from one another. They will learn from those with great abilities. So we shouldn't just allow them to pair themselves by themselves. We should do it by ourselves and look at their grades when you are doing the selection, so that it is going to they will push up each other. They will push up one another. All right. So any other reaction? Zainab, do you have anything to say? I think I was hearing something from you. Okay, Teacher Dan, you want to say something? You're on mute. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you for that. We are talking of critical thinking that brings collaboration. And I like the fact that Mr. Naid mentioned he's a principal and he really loves collaborating with his staff. You know, let me tell you, if you are a teacher and you don't encourage collaboration and critical thinking, and which results to working together, even your students will nickname you names that you will never want to hear as a teacher, because they want to be free. They want to be free to share their ideas with you. Thank you.
Thank you. That's true. Mary, you still have something to say?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And I'm always passionate about mental health and anything to do with the social emotional wellness. I have to integrate it everywhere. And my point of view is maybe Alana, who is mentally okay, Alana, who is emotionally okay, will be able to think critically. Sometimes it is not like the child does not want to think critically, but there might be some underlying issues that have not been taken care of. So if we ensure that if we create safe learning environment, that is one point that will enable the learners to just think critically, solve problems, and we might not have any other issues with these learners, because when you pose a questions and they are in their right senses of mind, they will be able to react to that question. But if they are not, then they might not even be able to know what you are talking about. So when we are talking about critical thinking, it goes hand in hand with the social emotional well-being of our learners and as well as teachers. Because if you're not in your good sense as the facilitator, then you are likely to project your frustrations to these learners, and you might be thinking that the questions that you are asking them are triggering them to think critically, yet you are like hurting them. and they're like, what is the teacher saying? Like, what is wrong with the teacher today? So sometimes before anything else, before we enter a classroom, we must ensure that we as the facilitators are okay in terms of mental health, physical health, and even the social health, so that we can also, how can I say it? We can also, the word the word has gone, but if we are okay as facilitators and we've created a safe learning environment, then be sure that critical thinking will be present in that room. Thank you so much. That is what I wanted to add.
Thank you. Mr. Nahid, over to you.
I strongly support Mary on this, on this statement that socio emotional skill is very very essential for collaboration. It must be the priority. How we need to understand our own emotions and emotions of others, because we have to manage, because we are in group, so both our own and those of the team. It is very crucial to understand the feelings, and yes, we should communicate with empathy, so that trust is built, right, and group dynamics are better. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you very much. Okay, any other person before we call it a day?
From the audience, madam.
Okay, yes, Mr. Kamal.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, good evening once again to all of you, all the dignitaries and all the esteemed panelists here. As I have heard everybody, someone is talking about, the from question to solution, and Mr. Dan sir just said about questioning on question. Our Nahid sir, a great person, is told about collaboration. So actually, we are the teachers, and all these things are applied in the classroom, and we have to see the standard and the level of the students there. Okay, questioning on question, up to which standard? Up to which standard after all? Higher secondary and senior secondary, and from question to solution, as some ma'am said here, up to which standard? Secondary and senior secondary, and yes, collaboration is required everywhere. Just think about the little kids of primary section, first standard, second standard, third standard, fourth standard. The first thing which we have to do, we have to prepare all these kids for that standard, that level where they are going for the questioning on question. From problem to solution, as someone said, some teachers, I think some ma'am said here. So in that classroom, as a teacher, what we have to do is we have to prepare them for that level. If we are asking question on questions, so suppose the child will give answer of one question, then second question, then third and fourth. If he is unable to give the answer properly, it will be difficult problem for the teacher and for the student both in the classroom. So first we have to prepare them from the kids level, means where they are reading primary section. And that class, teacher has to play the role of a character like on the stage. If there is line in the story, suppose I'm teaching a story there, I'm telling a story there. There was a king, he remained in a happy mood. So how shall we express that happy mood to the children, little kids? They are unable to understand. In that case, we have to laugh, we have to make our facial expression like happy. And he used to laugh all the time from morning to evening. Then the little kids are unable to understand the laugh word there. Then we have to express, we have to show the facial expression on our face. Laughing, we are laughing. Then we have to laugh there in front of the children, in front of the class there. That situation we have to create there to make the little kids understand everything as much as possible. They can understand that. So teacher must be just like a character on the stage. When he has to speak about weeping, then he's going to weep there. When he is talking about laugh, then he has to laugh there. Sometimes he is doing mimicry of the person. to explain the topic, to explain the lesson, then the children are able to learn. Yes, then they are thinking and they are keeping all these things in their mind. Yes, this is the situation. Then we can make the question there. Yes, who was laughing there? Yes, there was a king. Instantly they will give the answer. Yes, there was a king who used to laugh, who remained happy all the time. Yes, there was a king who used to remain happy all the time. So all these techniques are very good up to the standard of secondary and senior secondary level, where we have to develop the minds of all these students from beginning, from the very beginning. In that case, the teacher has to play the role of a character. Means just like hero and heroine on the movies, they are giving the different kinds of expression there. When they have to weep, they are weeping, and we are learning something from them. When they have to laugh, they are laughing, and we are learning something from them. So in that ways, we can do all these things. And collaboration is a must. Yes, it is very, very necessary in the classroom. And one thing that Miss Mary Ma'am said, if teacher is fit and fine, yes, I'm 100% sure, and I totally agree with that, ma'am. If teacher is fit and fine, at the same time, students are fit and fine, physically and mentally, even socially, and on the top of it, economically, I must say. So they will be able to learn each and everything without any hesitation, without any fear, and freely. And that knowledge will remain till last breath in their mind. Thank you very much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, any other, okay, yeah. Okay, Mr. Nahid.
Thank you, Kamal sir, for giving your views and elaborating about questioning. I feel that questioning is applicable in every standard, right? Because I asked my younger daughter what were the activities you did in school, co-curricular activities, dances were there, anchoring was there, morning assembly was there. So they feel happy. Small kids, how are you children, how are you feeling, how is the weather, what have you done your breakfast, right? Are you sitting properly, are you comfortable? So lot many question could be done. Questioning is means connecting. When we are connected we can communicate, so connection must be established through questioning. So questioning is applicable in all classes, because when we question we add enthusiasm, empathy, love and affection. So lot many, yes. I would like to suggest here that why questioning should be avoided in the primary classes. Why are you doing this, why have you done this? So why should be avoided? How have you done this, how are you feeling, right? What do you want to do now? And in junior classes, small classes, we need to stress present that how are you feeling, how are you doing. So this sort of questioning is essential. So I feel that questioning is fine. The how you frame question, that is crucial. Thank you, sir.
Mhm. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. And any other person? Okay, so
Okay.
does anybody wants to
I would like to say something.
okay,
I would
okay.
like to say something, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Okay, before questioning, we need to prepare students for expression. How to express? How can little kids express? For that, we need to demonstrate there. We need to present all the things in different ways, just like character on the movie on the stage. When they are able to express themselves, then we have to start questioning. Yes, suppose I have a child here, and we have given them a name, and his or her name is something like that. We can say David, we can say Gauri, we can say something. First, we have to teach him or her, my name is Gauri or my name is David. Then we have to start. We are starting the questioning. Yeah, what's your name? Study will say, yes, my name is Gauri, my name is David. So first, we have to prepare the students how to express themselves. So for that, a teacher plays a big role, as I think, as I have experience in my classroom, because I am also a school principal. So I have the different kinds of tasks and different types of jobs to deal with the students, to deal with the problems what they are facing in their life. In that way, we have felt and we have experienced all these things. So according to my experience, I have expressed here my views. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Nahid.
Every child does not express in school. Reason being, school is very formal. At home, all children are speaking. It means they have developed speaking skills. Every child of 2 years of age speaks language. So idea over here is when children are questioned, small questions could be there, even to the smallest child. So child starts expressing. So lot many problems are solved by that child of that level within the class itself. So questioning, how would you like to study? Would you like to watch TV today? Would you like to have activity today? If small questions are carried out, so children would be better that yes, they are valued, because love and affection is clearly understood by 3 years of age, because major part of brain is developed by then. So questioning is not challenging. Basically, questioning is, I reiterate that questioning is to connect. What do you want? So this is all about. And of course, our behavior and our behavior, and this role should be very polite, submissive, and in a very accepting mood. Am I fine, Kamal sir?
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you,
But,
thank you.
but, sorry, sir, to interrupt you. Before a child goes to the school, in the school, where does he remain? Where does he live? He lives at home. And who are the teachers there? Their parents, their mother and father. So they are playing the role of a teacher at their home. First, teachers are the parents. So they are just teaching that their kids how to express, how to question them. So first we are giving them a name. This is your name. Then we are going to ask the question. Yes, what is your name? Instantly we'll say, yes, this is my name. That is my name. Parents are playing a big role of a teacher at the home. So from the home, the child is learning all these things. That is the foundation, and that is the basic, I think. After that, the child enters the school where we are the teachers to teach them what is left at the home. So we have to complete that. Then we are taking them ahead by playing, by using, by applying different kinds of techniques. And they are reaching up to secondary level and senior second level. Then they are getting the critical analysis, the critical thinking, how they are thinking, what they are doing, how, when, what. These are the things which we have to do. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Kamal. Thank you very much. All right. Any other thing? Any other suggestion? Okay. So we're going to end the session. So let's today's discussion serve as a catalyst for transformative practices in education, ensuring that every student becomes a critical thinker, equipped to thrive in an ever-changing world. Let us continue to collaborate, innovate, and champion the cause of quality education. Remember, the true measure of education is not how much we teach, but how well we empower students to think critically, act wisely, and lead boldly. Thank you all for your time and dedication to this intellectual exchange. Together, let us build a brighter and ever-changing education system. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night. Please, quickly, hello. Our next session is going to be on Wednesday. So I'm going to, maybe we're going to share it in the group. All right. So see you guys next time. See you on Wednesday.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.